Have you ever texted a woman, waited for hours, even a whole day, only to receive a dry reply like okay, or worse, no response at all? If you've ever felt that, you know the frustration, the anxiety, and the insecurity many men go through. They send a message, then keep checking their phones, feeling a knot in their stomach when no reply comes, replaying every word they typed, analyzing every detail. The ironic thing is the more effort they put in, the more she tends to pull away. And that's exactly the problem. Most men text in a way that unknowingly kills their own attractiveness. They are too eager, too predictable, or too easy to ignore. But here's what you need to understand. With just 3 small but strategic changes, you can completely flip the dynamic. Instead of chasing her attention, you become the one she can't stop thinking about, the man whose every message she waits for with anticipation. Applied to texting, this means that instead of revealing everything, you simply leave just enough space to make her ask questions, want to know more, and engage in the story you're telling. A message that sparks curiosity doesn't just capture attention. It makes her start investing emotions into the conversation, thinking about you even when you're not texting. This is a quiet but incredibly powerful form of attraction, completely different from ordinary compliments or casual messages. One important principle is to never reveal the entire story right away. When she asks, "What happened?" you shouldn't give away all the details immediately. Instead, hold back a little, unfold things slowly, and keep her interested and involved in the conversation. For example, you could reply, "It's kind of funny, but first tell me this. Have you ever had one of those moments when everything suddenly reminds you of someone in a strange way?" This question not only stirs curiosity, but also invites her to share her own experience, making her want to keep talking and open up more. Remember that curiosity isn't just about information, it's about feelings and experiences. When you create space, she doesn't only want to know what happened, she also wants to feel your energy, your attitude, and the way you see things. This is what makes your messages come alive, turning an ordinary conversation into a psychological experience that keeps her captivated and unable to look away from you. Another factor to keep in mind is the frequency and timing of your messages. Curiosity loses its power if you text too often or reply too quickly to everything she says. On the other hand, when you allow just the right amount of time before responding, her brain naturally builds anticipation and curiosity, and her attention starts to shift toward you. This is how you create control in the conversation, a subtle yet powerful kind of influence that most men never realize they have. When she starts asking for details, don't rush to reveal everything. Guide the story with control, unfolding each piece of information gradually, just enough for her to stay engaged and keep thinking about you even after the conversation ends. This is a subtle technique based on the open loop effect in psychology. The brain feels compelled to complete an unfinished story, making someone continuously think about it. Also, pay attention to the language and tone of your messages. Avoid long, wordy sentences or dull, overly detailed descriptions. Instead, use short, meaningful lines with a hint of mystery or surprise, something that makes her naturally want to fill in the blanks. Calm, concise, and thoughtful language carries psychological weight, just like a Stoic man. He speaks little, but every word he says has impact. The effect of this secret becomes even stronger when you combine curiosity with calm, masculine presence and grounded energy. When she senses that you are both mysterious and composed, self-controlled and unhurried, she will feel naturally drawn to you, curious not only about the story, but also about you as a person, how you think, act, and perceive the world. This is how you create lasting attraction without trying to show off or flirt. One important note is that curiosity must always come with authenticity. If you create mystery in a fake or manipulative way, she will sense it, and the feeling will disappear. True curiosity comes from your ability to observe, to be present, and to share unique experiences that make her feel something special in every message, in the way you guide the conversation and create space for her to take part. When you master this art of texting, you'll notice a clear shift. She replies faster, engages more eagerly, and even begins to show curiosity and initiate conversations with you. The relationship becomes livelier, more engaging, and emotionally deeper. You don't need to chase or prove anything. Curiosity combined with your calmness and presence creates a natural attraction she simply can't resist. Spark curiosity, create space for her to engage, and keep the conversation alive. This isn't just a technique, it's a deep psychological principle where you use calmness, presence, and control of your energy to turn every message into a memorable experience, making her constantly think about you, look forward to you, and invest her emotions in the connection. Once you've sparked curiosity, the next step in the art of texting is to create anticipation. To make her think about you even when you're not texting. To make her mind return to you, seeking the feeling you create. Curiosity makes her interested, but anticipation makes her emotionally invested, excitedly waiting for your next message, and feeling that little thrill of not knowing what will happen next. This is a lasting attraction, far stronger than any compliment or flirty text could ever be. Imagine this scenario. You text her something a little mysterious, but you don't explain it right away. Instead, you let her wonder and wait, creating a space in her mind that she feels compelled to fill. When she starts guessing, imagining, or even wondering about you, her brain releases dopamine, triggering feelings of excitement, pleasure, and anticipation. This is why waiting, surprises, or delayed rewards are always so captivating. The human brain naturally reacts to anticipation. A common mistake men make is revealing everything right away, which makes the conversation predictable and takes away the mystery and excitement. For example, instead of saying, "I have plans for the weekend," say, "I've got something for the weekend that I think you'll like. But first I need to know, do you enjoy surprises?" This not only sparks her curiosity, but also builds anticipation, making her think about you, imagine what you're planning, and feel a subtle sense of excitement. The basic principle of creating anticipation is not to reveal everything at once. When she asks for details, do not rush to answer immediately. Open things little by little, lead her step by step, keep her interested, and make her feel involved in the story. For example, if she asks, "What is it?" you can reply, "I will tell you, but first take a guess about what it might be that is special to you." This answer is just enough to maintain the suspense while encouraging her to take the lead and participate. Another important factor is combining anticipation with your energy and attitude. When you remain calm, confident, unhurried, and unconcerned about her response, she will sense a quiet strength and subtle control in your messages. This composure makes her feel both safe and intrigued because she realizes you are a man of value, self-control, and someone truly worth waiting for. Anticipation is also shaped by how you use timing and pacing in your messages. If you text too frequently or reply too quickly to every question, the effect disappears. She loses the sense of waiting, the thrill fades, and the attraction weakens. On the other hand, if you allow just the right amount of time before replying, her brain heightens feelings of excitement and anticipation, making her think more about you in the conversation. Anticipation is also created through how you connect your messages with stories and experiences. When texting, choose interesting moments and add a touch of surprise or mystery, so she's always thinking and guessing. This isn't about playing tricks or being fake. It's a psychological principle based on how the brain responds to waiting and unexpected turns. When you apply it correctly, she will start asking questions, engaging, and emotionally investing in the connection. And that's where real attraction begins. The Stoic man understands that real strength doesn't lie in sending many messages or explaining every detail, but in creating space for her to think, engage, and anticipate on her own. When she senses calmness, control, and steadiness in each of your messages, she will naturally feel drawn to you, look forward to your replies, and every message you send will carry more weight and value. One important note is not to let anticipation turn into irritation or pressure. The goal is to create excitement, curiosity, and desire, not to make her feel tense or forced. This kind of subtle control builds natural attraction, making her willingly care and invest in the relationship without you ever having to chase her. With consistent practice, you'll notice a clear shift. She starts replying faster, reaching out on her own, and thinking about you even when you're not texting. You no longer have to worry about being ignored or overlooked. because you've created a subtle sense of influence in the conversation, and she's naturally drawn to you. Create anticipation by keeping a sense of mystery, controlling the rhythm of your messages, and letting her actively participate in the story, all combined with your calm and grounded presence. This is how every message becomes a psychological experience, keeping her thinking about you, waiting for you, and emotionally engaged without you ever having to prove or chase anything. The third secret is giving genuine and unique compliments. In the art of texting, most men make a simple mistake. They think that complimenting a woman's beauty, attractiveness, or perfection is enough to make an impression. But in reality, those compliments lose their value instantly because women hear them all the time and are used to such words. A truly captivating compliment isn't about her appearance. It's about recognizing the deeper qualities within her that most people overlook, reflecting your sensitivity, observation, and calm, grounded energy. A woman feels truly drawn to you when she senses that you see and understand her as a whole person, not just the surface. When you compliment her inner qualities, her intellect, perspectives, the way she thinks, or the energy she radiates, you create a deeper connection because it touches her instinctive desire to be recognized as a unique and independent individual. A sincere and distinctive compliment makes her think about you longer, feel your presence even when you're not texting, and builds a subtle yet powerful attraction. When you compliment a trait she rarely gets recognized for, her brain instantly releases dopamine and oxytocin, the chemicals tied to excitement, closeness, and bonding. This doesn't just make her feel good, it starts to link that feeling of happiness to you. As a result, every message, every word, and every gesture from you begins to hold a special place in her mind. In addition, a genuine compliment shows your ability to observe and perceive deeply. A Stoic man doesn't rush to flirt or rely on superficial charm. He observes, notices the details others overlook, and reflects that through his words. When you say something like, "I'm genuinely impressed by the way you think about this," or "the way you handled that situation really makes you stand out," you're affirming her inner value while also revealing yourself as a man of intellect, composure, and reliability. The power of a genuine compliment also lies in its ability to create a lasting impact. Unlike casual messages or empty flirtations, a thoughtful compliment makes her think about you long after the conversation ends, reminding herself of the qualities you noticed and appreciated. As she keeps thinking about you, her brain associates you with positive emotions, naturally building a sense of connection that makes her want to engage, reach out, and stay connected. Another important aspect is being selective and thoughtful with your compliments. You shouldn't compliment too often or without intention, but rather when she shows a quality, thought, or action that you genuinely admire. This gives your words weight and meaning, making them memorable and distinct. Such subtlety also reflects your ability to observe details, make accurate judgments, and show respect, qualities that women deeply appreciate. The most powerful psychological effect comes when a compliment is given from a place of calm and composure without rushing, seeking approval, or expecting a reaction. The Stoic man understands that the real strength lies in the energy and presence behind the compliment, not in the number of words or their elegance. When she senses your self-control, serenity, and depth of perception, she naturally associates positive emotions with you, and attraction begins to form in a natural and lasting way. This leads to an important result. She will see you differently, not just as someone who sends messages or gives compliments, but as someone who truly understands and recognizes her inner value. A sincere compliment becomes an imprint in her mind, making you appear in her thoughts even when you're not texting, and creating a deep emotional connection. This is the real power of giving compliments with subtlety, not just making her feel good, but making her attracted to your presence and awareness. The third secret in Stoic texting isn't about wording or using scripted lines. It's about awareness and presence. A genuine and unique compliment, when combined with calm energy, intelligence, and keen observation, turns every message you send into a psychological experience. It keeps her thinking about you, emotionally invested, and deeply drawn to you without you ever needing to chase or try to impress her. At this point, We've explored the 3 texting secrets women can't resist: sparking curiosity, creating anticipation, and giving genuine, unique compliments. Each principle is rooted in deep psychology, not tricks or empty flirtations. They help you build natural attraction, draw her emotional investment, and make every message memorable. When you combine all 3 secrets, you not only gain control over how she responds, but also guide the relationship in the direction you want, while showing calmness, self-mastery, and subtle power, the true qualities of a Stoic man. The key thing to remember is that attraction doesn't come from the number of messages you send or the beauty of your words. A Stoic man understands that every text is an expression of energy, presence, and awareness. When you text according to these 3 principles, you're sending a subtle message that you are calm, valuable, and worth her attention, not someone chasing validation or craving approval. Your calm presence is your true power, making her not only read your messages, but also feel and think about you long after the conversation ends. From a psychological perspective, these 3 principles activate key mechanisms in the brain: curiosity, dopamine, and emotional fulfillment. When you spark curiosity, you create an open loop in her mind, making her want to know more and keep engaging with you. When you build anticipation, you nurture a sense of excitement, making her look forward to your next message and think about you more often. And when you give genuine, unique compliments, you do more than make her happy. You form a deep emotional connection, making her feel truly seen and appreciated for who she is, not just how she looks. Texting isn't just about words, it's about creating emotion. Every message you send has the power to spark curiosity, build anticipation, or make her feel seen and appreciated. If you only send dull questions or generic greetings, you'll become someone easily forgotten. But when you apply all 3 secrets together, sparking curiosity, creating anticipation, and giving genuine compliments, you turn texting into an emotional experience, one filled with energy that makes her not just read your messages, but feel them, think about them, and emotionally invest in you. These principles work through deep psychological mechanisms. Curiosity creates a gap in her mind, compelling the brain to complete the story and seek more information. Anticipation makes her imagine, feel excitement, and experience the pleasure of waiting, releasing dopamine and building emotional connection. A genuine and unique compliment makes her feel seen, understood, and valued for who she truly is, something empty or generic praise could never achieve. When these 3 principles are combined with balance and calm, you no longer need to chase or prove your worth. Instead, you create a subtle sense of power in the conversation, making her the one who engages, waits, and thinks about you, even when you're silent. This is how a Stoic man controls the energy and emotion within a relationship effortlessly, allowing attraction to emerge naturally without force or pressure. The most powerful thing about this combination is that it creates a lasting psychological bond. When she's continually stimulated by curiosity, thrilled by anticipation, and feels appreciated through genuine compliments, her brain naturally associates those positive emotions with you. This is why men who text this way don't just get faster replies, they build lasting emotional investment, making her want to engage more and stay deeply connected over time. One crucial element is the calmness and presence you bring to every message. When she notices that you're not rushing, not chasing replies, and in control of the pace of the conversation, she naturally sees you as trustworthy and attractive. This composure is the foundation that makes all 3 secrets work more effectively. Curiosity becomes more powerful, anticipation more thrilling, and genuine compliments more believable and profound. Texting with these 3 secrets isn't just about sending information or making small talk. It's about creating an emotionally charged experience. You become the man she's not only curious about, but also eager to hear from and genuinely values the one who makes her invest emotionally in a natural and willing way. This is the true power of Stoic texting. Few words, deep impact, calm presence, strong attraction, simple execution, profound results. Texting is the art of creating emotion, not about proving yourself or chasing attention. When you combine the 3 secrets with subtlety and composure, Every message becomes a tool for connection, attraction, and lasting bond, making women unable to stop thinking about you. This is the secret wise men use to build natural, lasting, and powerful attraction without showing off or trying too hard. When applying this in real life, you don't need every message to include all three secrets. Each text can focus on just one principle, but what matters is building the overall flow of your messages in a way that feels engaging, exciting, and genuine. The connection between your texts creates a continuous stream of energy that keeps her hooked on the conversation, thinking about you even after the messages stop. All three principles share one core idea. They emphasize calmness, as self-control, and subtle presence without the need to force, prove, or chase attention. This is what separates impulsive, emotion-driven texting from the art of Stoic communication. When you master your own energy, she will naturally feel drawn to you, curious, engaged, and eager to connect without you ever having to push or prove your worth. These principles also highlight an important truth. Women are attracted to men who can control their emotions and remain calm, not those who are easily shaken, impulsive, or predictable. When you text with composure and subtlety, you're sending the message that you are grounded, confident, and worth her attention. And that very presence naturally makes her invest her emotions and time in you. Remember, attraction isn't created only through compliments or clever words. It comes from your energy, your presence, and the way you make her feel about herself when she interacts with you. When she realizes that every message you send carries subtlety, sparks curiosity, builds anticipation, and reflects genuine awareness, she'll naturally feel drawn to you, look forward to hearing from you, and emotionally invest in the connection. This is the secret to becoming the kind of man a woman can't take her eyes off, even when you're not trying to prove yourself or chase her. And now it's time to take action. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button so more men can discover these principles. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so we can continue exploring deeper lessons on self-mastery, discipline, and Stoic wisdom every week. Also, leave a comment below, share your experience, or ask questions about applying the 3 texting secrets so we can all learn and grow together in the art of refined communication. Remember, texting isn't just about words, it's the art of creating emotion, building curiosity, anticipation, and deep connection. When you practice these 3 secrets with calmness, self-control, and refined awareness, you not only change how she responds to your messages, but also build lasting attraction, deeper connection, and natural emotional investment. This is how a Stoic man leads a relationship through energy and presence, not through pressure or over effort.